December 2001. A mother of three leaves her home in Eden, saying she's going Christmas shopping. She never comes back. No body, no confirmed sightings, no explanation. For 24 years, her children grew up believing their mother was either dead or taken. Then in 2026, police made a shocking announcement. She was alive. Tonight, we're diving into the disappearance and reappearance of Michele Lyn Hundley Smith. Because sometimes the most haunting mysteries aren't about who was taken, they're about who chose to leave. December 9th, 2001. In the quiet town of Eden, Christmas decorations were already glowing in front yards. Store windows were crowded with last-minute shoppers, and families were settling into the familiar rhythm of the holidays. That morning, Michele Lyn Hundley Smith, a 38-year-old mother of three, told her family she was heading out to buy Christmas presents. It was an ordinary sentence, an ordinary errand, the kind that never makes history. She left home, reportedly planning to shop across the state line in Martinsville, and then she never came back. At first, there wasn't panic. Adults run late, stores get crowded, cars break down, but as hours turned into night and night into the next day, something began to feel wrong. Phone calls went unanswered. There were no sightings, no confirmed purchases, no final goodbye. A mother had vanished just weeks before Christmas, leaving behind three children who would spend the next 24 years wondering whether she was alive or dead. When a parent disappears, the void is not just physical, it's psychological. It changes the architecture of a family. Holidays become reminders. Birthdays become questions. Every unknown number calling the house becomes a flicker of hope. In the early days, law enforcement treated it as a standard missing person case. Flyers, interviews, checking hospitals, searching records, but there was no sign of violence. No abandoned vehicle discovered in a ditch, no evidence of a struggle, just absence. And absence is one of the hardest things to investigate. As weeks passed, theories began to form. Had she been abducted, met with foul play while shopping, or had she chosen to leave? Voluntary disappearances are statistically rare compared to other missing person scenarios, but they do happen. Still, walking away from three children without a word is something most people struggle to comprehend. For her family, hope and anger likely lived side by side. If she was dead, they wanted justice. If she was alive, why hadn't she called? Years rolled forward. 2001 became 2005, then 2010, then 2015. Technology evolved. Social media exploded. Cold cases were solved through DNA and digital trails, yet her name remained frozen in time on missing person databases. The children she left behind grew into adults. They graduated. They built lives, all without answers. And then, in February 2026, something changed. After more than 2 decades, authorities located Michele Lyn Hundley Smith alive in North Carolina. Not a body, not remains, alive. She was 62 years old. According to officials, she asked that her exact location remain private. Just like that, a 24-year mystery shifted categories overnight. The missing person case was closed. Not because it had been solved in the traditional sense, but because the missing person was no longer missing. Imagine getting that phone call. After mourning someone for decades, after assuming the worst, after grieving in private, you're told they're alive. Relief collides with disbelief. And then come the harder emotions. Why? Why no contact? Why let your children believe you were gone forever? Reports indicated she told investigators she left due to ongoing domestic issues. Specific details were not publicly disclosed. There had been no widely documented reports of domestic violence on file before her disappearance, but private suffering does not always leave public paperwork. Still, the explanation opened more emotional questions than it closed. If someone leaves to escape pain, does the act become understandable? If they leave children behind, does that understanding evaporate? Shortly after being located, she was arrested on an old warrant related to a 2001 driving while intoxicated charge for failing to appear in court. She posted bond. Legally speaking, her disappearance itself was not automatically a crime. Adults under U.S. law can leave voluntarily, even for decades, provided they are not evading criminal prosecution or custody obligations in a way that violates specific statutes. Morality and legality are not the same thing, and this case lives in that gray space. For 24 years, her children carried a narrative shaped by uncertainty. They may have imagined accidents, abductions, worst-case scenarios. Grief hardens over time. It becomes part of identity. And then, suddenly, the story changes. The person you buried in your mind is alive somewhere, having lived a parallel life while yours unfolded without them. This is why the case resonates. It's not about forensic twists or a dramatic courtroom confession. It's about abandonment, autonomy, trauma, and consequence. It forces uncomfortable questions. Can someone truly start over without their past catching up? Does survival justify silence? What does closure even mean when the ending doesn't restore what was lost? From a law enforcement perspective, the case is no longer unsolved. The missing person was found, file closed, but emotionally, the story is far more complicated. Closure for investigators does not equal closure for family. A mystery can be resolved on paper and remain unresolved in the heart. In the end, what makes this story powerful isn't just that a woman vanished before Christmas and reappeared 24 years later. It's that time didn't freeze for anyone involved. Her children aged, the world changed, technology advanced, and somewhere, quietly, she lived those same years under a different sky, perhaps under a different name, carrying whatever reasons led her to walk away in the first place. One ordinary sentence, "I'm going Christmas shopping," became a 24-year echo. And when she finally stepped back into the light, the biggest mystery wasn't where she had been. It was whether the people she left behind could ever truly understand why she left it all. After 24 years, the missing person case is technically closed. But closure doesn't always mean peace. Michele Lyn Hundley Smith was found alive. The paperwork is finished, the investigation is over. But for the family she left behind, the real questions may never fully disappear. Can someone start over without their past following them? Is walking away ever justified? And if a person survives, but relationships don't, is that really a happy ending? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. If you found this story compelling, make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications, because some mysteries aren't about crime. They're about human choices, and those are often the hardest to understand.